GFreak.com presents The G Freak Show, Episode 17, Gluten-Free Expos and Events. Welcome everybody to the G Freak Show. If this is your first time listening, thank you so much for tuning in. We talk about all things gluten, and today we're going to talk about Gluten-Free Expos. What the heck are those? Why should I go? Should I stay at home? All the ins and outs of Gluten-Free Expos. The G Freak Show is for the entire gluten-free community. If you're a blogger, own a gluten-free business, or if you're newly diagnosed with celiac disease or gluten intolerance and you're just trying to navigate the lifestyle, this is the show for you. We hit on all those key important topics that you're going to need to know. If you're listening to us on iTunes, please leave us some comments, some feedback. If you're on Blog Talk Radio, you could do the same thing, or if you're just watching the YouTube video, please leave us some comments. We love to hear some feedback from the audience. Before we get into the expos, we have some gluten-free news, and we are expanding. Now we have memberships. Currently we have just over 30 gluten-free members and organizations, and they helped us create new categories, and we've also expanded beyond just categories. It's expanding into the local market, so got some really good things going on with that. So some of the new categories are mobile apps. I know there's a bunch of gluten-free apps that are being developed, so this is going to be an opportunity to see at least the top 5, and obviously the top app for the year. We're also expanding into cosmetics as well. So there's a lot of different companies that are doing some things with gluten-free, but we really want anybody that's navigating this lifestyle to be able to quickly find the best top 5 cosmetic companies. And then there's plenty of more categories. We're pushing 30 or so different categories, and of course we highlight just the top 5. And it really helps speed up that process when you're doing your shopping. Now going into the local markets, this is awesome. We're really excited about this. So there's approximately 70 different cities, and we're including one state, Hawaii, just because it's just a great vacation destination, and when you're on the islands, a lot of times you hop and skip. So we've broken it down into different islands like Oahu, Honolulu, and then Hawaii as a whole. So if you're out doing that, you can invite me, you can take me. If not, you can just go to the website, and it will help you find the best grocery stores. If you plan on doing some drinking, there's bar and pub categories. If you're in a city and maybe you're working and you need to find a local support group, it's going to highlight the best support groups. Obviously the restaurant, what's the best restaurant in, say, Anchorage, Alaska, or I don't know, some of the other cities, for instance, Long Beach, California, San Francisco, Key West, you name it. We probably are going to highlight that city. And then last, one of the coolest things is, what's the best bakery in town? I know that's always been some of my favorite things to do when I'm out traveling, is to find those local bakers that are creating gluten-free goodies for all of us, and they all have their own unique stories of why they're doing it. Some are just trying to reach the market, and others have these unique situations, whether it's a son or daughter, or even the baker has found out that they have celiac disease or they're intolerant to gluten. So anyways, that's some of the gluten-free news for us. Definitely expanding this year into the 3rd annual Gluten-Free Awards, and it's pretty exciting. Got a lot of feedback, and I just want to thank the gluten-free members for taking the time to help us develop and expand into this realm. We could not have done it without you. Very creative group of people, and it's going to be great. Now, we've gotten a lot of feedback on our last couple episodes where we highlighted the gluten-free reimbursement process, and we're going to put another quick video out there for everybody soon to really just hit on the key topics, how to get money back for your gluten-free price differences. And you can go to our shopping page, and it's got the YouTube video there, but it's also got a little PayPal, and you can download this spreadsheet that helps break out the price differences. And of course, that video's got some tips on how to make that whole process quicker, but it's really beneficial. And for those of you who have been looking for that, we've been reformatting the website to hold the different cities and to expand the awards. So we took it off for a little bit. A lot of people contacted us wanting it back, and now it's there. So it's on our G-Free shopping page. Now let's get to the topic here. What is a gluten-free expo? I know if you listen to other podcasts or you're reading industry magazines, you see these things in there, but I'm just going to give you a snapshot of what a gluten-free expo is. It typically is an arena or a large meeting room where you have anywhere from 20 to 1,000 vendors, and it ranges from vendors selling sauces, bread, crackers, pizza. There's also nonprofit organizations there representing a lot of medical, gastro uh, types of folks, depending on the local mix there. So, for instance, we were just recently in Charlotte, and there was a pancake company that was right next to us, and of course we had Udi's Breads was on the other side of us. So it was a really fun expo, and this particular expo was open to the general public. Other expos aren't. You have to be associated with a particular industry. But I'm not going to speak specifically about one particular expo or not, because you could be listening to this show 2 or 3 years from now. So what we're going to talk about is ways that you can find gluten-free expos in your area or by time, and that's what we're really going to highlight today. So going a little more deeper into what an expo is, you know, there are expos that have uh, keynote speakers. For instance, the one in Charlotte had Jules from Jules Gluten-Free. She put on a baking class, and I can tell you the audience loved it. The seats started out just like a general audience, one row after another. By the time Jules was done with her baking, it was in a semicircle. All the chairs were scrunched together. And then the cool thing about Jules was all the goodies she made, she donated them to a nonprofit, and people in the audience can purchase her goodies that she just made for a small donation, which was kind of cool. There was also some really great speakers. I won't get into the great details about Charlotte, about who was there, but typically your expo is going to have some great knowledge base, and then of course the local and national brands. I will say, do not go to the expo after eating, because when you get there, that's all you are going to do. You're going to sample, oh geez, bread, beer, pizza, cupcakes, candy, snack bars, you name it, they've got it. And don't be shy. The vendors are there to allow you to sample products, and it's great. Here's a gluten-free expo tip. If you happen to be there at the closing, a lot of these vendors do not want to ship all their products back. So if they have extra products, you may have an ability to purchase at a very discount rate, or they may even just give you not just a sample, but maybe a box to take home. So that's just a little tip that I found going through not just gluten-free expos, but just any type of expo that you go to. So Little tip for you. Now, at the Charlotte Expo, it was really great for gfreak.com because, we've been putting on the Gluten-Free Awards now for 2 years going into our third, and it was our first opportunity to actually present live awards, and it was really neat because Udi's uh, was presented award, Glutino was presented award, and Delight Gluten-Free Magazine was also there and received an award. And it was just a great opportunity to give back to those particular companies and have the audience from the expo kind of participate in that whole thing. Now, going into the gluten-free expos and how to find them, I'm going to highlight 3 different ways that you can do this. The first is with Delight Gluten-Free Magazine. On their website, there is a gluten-free expo and conferences link, and it's got a calendar app that you can scroll through, and it's just a really good website to help you navigate through those things. Again, I'm not going to go into specific expos because who knows when you're listening to this. Now, the other great link that I just recently found is called Gluten-Free Calendar. And of course, I'm going to have all these show links on the G-Freak show under episode 17. So the Gluten-Free Calendar not only highlights the expos, but they have different events like ballparks that are offering gluten-free nights. So, and that's really interesting. And you can also add your event to their website. And it's really simple to do. They have a quick form, and you submit that. Once they review it, they'll put it up if they agree that I guess it was a gluten-free event. And Delight Gluten-Free website also has the same thing. You can submit an event, and they'll publish it if they agree that it belongs there. Now, the last is Echo Event Solutions, and this is a company that puts on expos throughout the country, primarily the East Coast, or I would say the eastern part of the U.S. They may cross the Mississippi from time to time, but they put on some really great expos, and you can always link up to Echo and find out where they're going to be next. Well, that's it for Gluten-Free Expos. I hope you learned something. Of course, you can always reach out to us at gfreak.com, and we have a million ways that you can contact us through Twitter and Facebook and YouTube and even iTunes. So if you have any questions, suggestions, any type of feedback, don't be afraid. We love to hear from you. Just send us a quick note and we'll get back to you. Again, all the show notes can be found at gfreak.com page, The G-Freak Show. And thank you so much for listening.